Yep, I'm talking to you. You're getting hungry. Very hungry. Your mouth is watering. You have a craving. A craving for Doritos. A craving for crunchy tacos. Well, have I got the treat for you. It's that time again. It's grill time, baby. Come on in tomorrow only to get your charcoal for 50% off. Choose your favorite smoker. That's 20% off. 3453 North Kimball in Chicago, Illinois. Remember, this sale is for one day only. Now that's how you save big money. It's selling out fast and secure. Your tickets now. The first annual 1043 2018 Hip Hop Fallback Jam Session. It's something you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Denai Azure, and you are now tuned in to No Filter Radio with your host, Dope as Music.
So we're working on that.
Television.
Sissy. Hey. So I think it's so special having my big sister do my makeup. I love when my sissy Erica helps me kind of play, I say dress up. It just makes me feel like, you know, my big sister making me look fly, as she would say. I like it. Smoky sexy.
Social media. Video shoots. Photo shoots. Live stream.
Like 2 weeks ago, and most of you know I'm a casting associate, so I cast background and extras and whatever for 4-Star Casting.
Movies.
Dwayne, can I see you in my office?
Yeah. Can I use the bathroom first?
Well, make it fast.
YouTube videos.
Sweet love, hear me calling out your name. I feel no shame in love, don't you ever.
Or commercials. Denia Designs for You will get you right. Grab that S4S jewelry. Just go to bit.ly/DD4U jewelry.
Located at 4655 South King Drive. Approved by Papas Everywhere.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to a fashion conversation. So, y'all know I can't stand it when people are stealing from Black designers. It's just really, really frustrating. I've been dealing with this since I was a child. My mom used to create amazing belly dance costumes, and she told me stories about the fact how people would steal her designs before she could get off stage. She even got to the point where she would, she said that she would create something so crazy just to see if they would try to steal it, and they did. So you already know I don't stand for that. Never have, never will. But I was on Clubhouse and I saw this amazing, amazing fashion designer who was here to style. It was the king of style in New York. And he was talking about how Givenchy decided to steal his hat design. And it's so sad because it wasn't even like they were trying to hide it. They were so blatant about it. I'm like, seriously? Man. So I was like, you know what? I have to talk about this on my YouTube channel because enough is enough. We're tired of having these same conversations with people that just don't care because they're too lazy to create something. So instead of reaching out to the Black designer and saying, hey, their stuff is dope, how can we pay you to work with you? They decided to take it for their own and try to claim it like they created it. But, you know, since He's here. I'll let him go ahead and tell his story. Hello, hello, hello. Hold on,
Hello.
how
Much
are
for
you?
having me. Can you hear me?
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
listen. I'm good. I'm good. It's a cold day in New York City, but listen, we're keeping it hot. We're here to make it hot, right?
Most definitely. So go ahead and tell everybody who you are, what you do, and all of that fun stuff.
Okay, my name is K. Tyson Perez. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I am currently a fashion designer. I design luxury hats made out of the best leathers on the market and the most premium denim on the market. And now we're working on the capsule collection of joggers, jeans, sweatshirts, rompers, just really cool, innovative fashion. Um, and yeah, I started out as a fashion stylist over 15 years ago, and about 7 years ago, I began designing hats. In 2014, I came up with the design treatment of using oversized zipper in the hats, and that just has been like my signature for the last 7 years. Just this zipper motif, functional zipper on a hat, leather hats, denim hats, suede hats. I have 8 styles, but now we're only selling 3 styles. And as of now, I think it's been actually 2 weeks ago. Wait, where today's I'm so confused with the day. Today is Friday, yeah, well Saturday, whatever. Almost two
Saturday.
weeks ago, I learned, yeah, I learned that the new creative director of Givenchy had hijacked my design and is planning to release it in his fall winter 2021 collection. So that
How in
that's
the
where
world?
we are.
So how did you even find out? Like did one of your clients tell you? Were you just online and just like, hey, that looks like my stuff? What the hell?
Yeah, no. So I literally was at my mom's house visiting with my mom, chilling, watching something on Netflix, and I just happened to pick up my phone and I got one of the Facebook instant messenger alerts, and I seen someone sent me a picture, someone that I guess I'm friends with, but you don't know everyone that you're friends with on Facebook, but I saw that he first sent me a picture and I was just looking at the picture like, okay. And then the follow up was, I really do not like when designers steal from other designers. It really disgusts me. So I clicked onto the picture and blew it up, and I saw, you know, what something that looked like a version of my hat, but the construction wasn't really great. So I was just like, at first, like, this is another, a knockoff, someone trying to do what I've been doing, but they didn't execute it properly. And I kind of, I thanked him for sending it to me, and just, I expressed that like, oh, this is a really bad job of, my hat. And he's like, no, I don't think you understand. He's like, you need to go to the Instagram page of this gentleman. So then I went over to Instagram and I typed in his page because I wasn't following him. Again, I had never heard of him prior to this. Went onto his page and I see that he's the creative director of Givenchy. I click on to the photo and I'm like seeing all of these comments, about he's genius and calling him the zipper king, and oh, you wouldn't have, who would have thought to put a zipper on a leather bucket hat, and
Oh
this
my
is
god.
just and then they
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 gave him
keep
all
using
the
it
praise. Wait a
all,
second.
all, all like
No.
they're like, where did you come up with this concept? Like literally all of the things.
No.
They're like, oh, and then someone even said this is so hard. I'm like, so I'm just like, at first I was like, because my thing is this: I never like to go into the comments and get into a back and forth on the under the comments. I'm just not one of those people that is going to entertain internet social media beef. Like there's been times where I've said stuff under the shade room comments, and then someone will attack me, attack my comment, and I'm like,
Right.
yeah, I'm just gonna ignore you because I don't know you, and I'm not gonna go back and forth with someone that I don't know under the comments. So I was really hesitant about commenting something, but the more I looked at it and the more I read those comments praising this man for literally hijacking my design aesthetic that I've worked so hard to perfect, and for him to put out, excuse my French, a shitty version, and to be getting all
Right.
of this praise it was frustrating. So, I was just like, doesn't this look familiar? I was like,
Mm,
if you
mm, mm,
weren't
mm.
going to give me credit, if you weren't going to give me credit for my design, the least you could have done was perfected the construction. You could have did a better job with the construction. And what's so funny
Right.
is right because
Exactly.
just before my comment, someone asked, they added him and it was like, Matt, do you respond to comments? And he replied underneath, of course, or I always do, or something to that effect. Like, of course, like I always respond
Right.
to comments. We're almost 2 weeks in, and I still have yet to receive a response to my comment. Or
That
and plenty of the other people who have have comment because a lot of after that I sat with it for a while and I was like, what do I do? Again, I'm not big on starting social media conflict and just being super public about if I have issues with anybody about anything. But I the next day I was just like, you sit with it and I slept on it and I sent it to a few of my like closest friends and my spouse and everybody was just like, well, damn, like it's not even like, oh, this is just something that may have happened, maybe it was in the stratosphere. Like this is a direct knockoff of your brand. And the only thing he tried to do was use the Givenchy zipper and do a double head zipper, which I have a bucket hat, a suede bucket hat with a double head zipper. So it's like,
right.
you literally copied my design aesthetic. So a lot of my like friends and close family, when they saw it, I sent it to them, they were like, oh hell no. Like, you know what I mean? Absolutely not. Like, you have to say something. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna sit with it. And I woke up the next morning and I couldn't sleep really because again this is something that I have worked 7 years to perfect, and I'm such a perfectionist
Right.
that my first prototype was amazing, and then I tried to because getting things done in America can be very expensive. So like
Exactly.
my first factory was like we did it, but listen, this is going to be very expensive. So like we're not. This is not something that we're going to produce large quantities of because it's so time consuming. So we will do a small batch production, and we're going to charge you. You know what I mean? Like for the labor alone, not the leather, not the zippers, not the line, and not the like for the labor alone, we're going to charge you this amount, which was like crazy. So I was like, okay, I have to try to find a way to look, cheapen the cost. So I went to Mexico for 2 years trying to get it developed there, and even for them, it was just difficult to construct. Like they literally, I received samples that looked horrible. They executed the zipper, but just the quality because it's something that they had never done before. It's the millinery industry is so they stick to the same thing over. That's why you don't really see like many innovative hats. It's usually the same felt hat in the same few styles, and maybe somebody may paint on it, and maybe somebody may, make the bottom of the brim red. You know what I mean? But it really does not go too far off mark for what's been done over the last, I'm saying, 200 years or whatever, 100 years in the millinery industry. So I had bad samples. You know what I mean? So it's like it took me so long to finally perfect it. And then I just went into production because before, over the last like 2.5 years, 3 years, I've been just doing made to order, where like you order it and then I'll make it, and it takes like 4 to 6 weeks for you to actually get your product because that's how time consuming it is to create it. So this was the first time that I actually did. I went into production with a small batch production, and for me to be promoting that, just in the beginning stages of promoting it, now this designer that's you know what I mean, a household name and has the enormous empire of LVMH behind it to come and just swipe my design aesthetic and reap all of the benefits of my hard work was just like, nah, I can't let this, I can't let this fly. So I
Exactly.
posted it. I did the how it started with my photo, my photo and how it's going with his photo, and literally it just blew up. And everybody that knew me were like, this is crazy. Like we have seen you promoting this hat from day one. We have seen every time. This is literally your signature. Some people,
Right.
been people that have stopped me on the street that was like, I didn't know if it was you, but I knew it had to be you because of the hat. Like I saw the hat before I saw you. Literally, I get
Mhm.
that all the time, especially now with the mask. The first thing people say, like, I didn't know it was you because I couldn't really see your face, but I knew that had to be you because it was your hat.
Right.
So, so I wrote my piece, and people got behind me, and people started literally going to his page, commenting like, "How dare you?" And he has not commented. I think he even like turned the filter on
I'm
so
sure he
that
took
people
comments off.
couldn't.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, yeah. Like so, he left them on. He has left the picture up there. But on Instagram, you can filter words that won't show up in your comments. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So he of course I think he's done that. And then it was so crazy. Even the day going back to the day where I commented that he was in my stories, and he's been in my stories
Oh.
like consistently. So it's like, okay, and I'm not one to really look at who's viewing my stories because I post for me and my friends
Right.
and whoever, and that's like I'm not one of I'm really not in social media in that way where I'm watching the comments, watching how many people are gonna like it, and if I don't get enough likes, I delete it, or you know what I mean. Like I post what I post, I like what I like, you know what I mean. And if I'm over it after 2 weeks, I'll archive it. But I'm not super into the whole tracking what's being liked in the numbers, but or who's looking at my story. But I happen to look at
Right.
my story, and he was in my stories, and now I'm like, now I'm intrigued, like okay, and he's literally stayed in my stories, like, and I luckily I screenshotted them, so like I have evidence of him being in my story. So it's like, how long were you in my stories before I actually even knew you existed?
That part.
So right,
So it seems like he's been watching you for
you
a
know what I
while.
mean, like
That part.
right. I assume so because I didn't know he was watching me then, but clearly, clearly he was.
Clearly. I mean, I
Right.
would really love to hear what the company has to say because if they think they're gonna release that thing in 2021, that's gonna work out well for them. They have another thing coming. They don't understand. They don't understand.
It-
People will be up there like, no, no, that's a
yeah,
lie.
yeah, yeah. I have no idea. Like, no one has reached out to me to say anything. It's almost like because what I happen to know is I'm not the first. Of course, like you were telling your story about your mom. I know I'm not the first that this has happened to. This is listen. I have friends who are designers, married to a designer. Like I've seen this happen firsthand, right? And I've even had where a young lady came up and was like, "Oh, are you the designer of this?" And oh, it's my job to literally sit and sit on your social media and see what you're coming up with, or when you release a collection, so that we can knock it off for this,
Right. That was
for this
girl
a
talking about that.
well-known fast fashion. Yeah. So, and it's like, and there's so many. Like, I did the interview for the New York Post, for page 6 of the New York Post, and for the Guardian, and like I just started googling how many, because everybody knows the story of Dapper Dan. Like, that's the
Yes.
big story of a black fashion designer. But it's the thing is, because he had celebrity and literally black Twitter getting behind him, he was able to facilitate a deal with Gucci Group, of course, because it shamed them, right?
Right.
But imagine how many young designers that this is happening to on a regular, who don't have the support of the community or the support of celebrity, and it's like, even with me, right? Because I've seen people who reposted what's going on, and like people are like, "Oh, do you think Givenchy really knows who he is?" And it's like, okay, number one, you don't know who I am, right? So
Right.
that, like, I'm in fashion. I am cemented in this fashion industry. I've been doing this for over 15 years. I've been in the New York Times. I've been in the Post. I've been on a Huffington Post. I've been in People Magazine. You know what I mean? Like, so absolutely, I know they know who I am. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
my friends were like fashion editors for Vogue and Italian Vogue and Elle, and so absolutely, I know they know who I am. You know what I mean? So you don't know why, just because you don't know who I am, don't assume that these big brands don't know, who I am. But
Right.
imagine the people who do not have those accreditations to their resume, who literally are just the young man or young woman in their mom's kitchen in the Midwest or in the South, or even right here in New York City, just churning out creations, and these big brand, and posting them on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. And these big designers are scouring the internet, looking at the designs, and then taking them. And when they say, "Oh, this brand stole from me," nobody believes them, because they don't look at them as valuable. You know what I mean? Or they're not
Right.
worthy of being stolen from by this. So, it's just, for me, that's why it's even bigger than me. I have to say something, because it's happening on a regular basis. And since I came out and I started doing my research, I started learning about so many other designers who, they would get a little bit of press here and there, but no one backed them the way that they backed Dapper Dan, because there wasn't, it wasn't the cool thing to do. It wasn't
Right.
attached to a celebrity. It wasn't attached to, a name in the community that held weight. So I'm like, listen, I'm not Dapper Dan. I'm K Tyson Perez. I am who I am, but I'm gonna use my voice, and I'm going to speak my piece, and and I'm blessed that I have people that are riding with me and standing with me on this, and they're not letting it die.
No.
So I have to, like, again, this is more for the next young person who has their creation. So, like, they'll think twice about especially they'll think twice about stealing from a black creative, especially a big
Exactly.
European brand, because they've been stealing from us. You know what I
For
mean?
years.
For so
For
many years.
years. But
Right.
the issue is that we support the issue.
And it does
The
not
reason
make
that
it
it continues is because
okay.
we support it. We still buy it. Like Gucci. How many times? How many times does Gucci
Exactly.
have to disrespect us? How many times does Prada have to disrespect us in order for us to stop
Right.
buying the
Right.
product?
Right. Right. And it's crazy. It's literally like, for me, it is crazy, because it almost seems as if, when you highlight it, it kind of makes our people want it even more, or they stop for, and I'm gonna say, even more so, it's the celebrities, right? Because you can't be a celebrity, you can't be Ti and say, we're gonna boycott Gucci, or this one, oh, we're gonna boycott, we're gonna buy from black brands, and then literally the next red carpet, or the next video shoot, or the next holiday, what are you posting?
Right.
Gucci, Fendi. Prada. You know what I mean? So it's like you, they don't even understand how you could literally change the trajectory if the way that you, because y'all all do literally spew the same names in your songs, right? This you
Yep.
literally can count on your hands how many rappers, I mean, how many designers these all of these rappers regurgitate in their lyrics. Why not be
Yep.
innovative? Why not be forward and start using these? Like even people know black designers such as Laquan Smith, right? I've never
Hmm.
heard really Laquan Smith reference in their song. I rarely hear a Telfar. I can't even a Telfar reference in their songs. I never hear a Romeo Hunt reference in anyone's song. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
it's almost like my friend Tamika. When Beyonce, like Tamika Mallory was already a force on her own, but when Beyonce put her in the song, you know what I mean? That kind of even like
Yeah.
elevated her to like a level where it's like some people who didn't know who she was is like, well, who the hell is Tamika? You know what I mean? And they can now
Exactly.
go Google who is Beyonce referencing in this song. You know what I mean? Black Parade. So it's like
Yep.
imagine if I had whoever Amigos say hardware, hardware style in their song. That literally can
Right.
catapult my brand and solidify me in a way where Givenchy would not dare steal from it because you know what I mean? Like now I'm in pop culture. I'm in the culture. You know what I mean? So it's like they think they can do it because again, they know that our rappers are going to continue to support them, which is going to trickle down to our community and our culture
Hmm.
continuing to support them. You know, like again, with Gucci was a prime example of our rappers saying we're going to boycott Gucci, yet again, next red carpet, next, and then they get Dapper Dan and to really, you know what I mean? Oh, it's okay because we have a black man. It's like no, but Dapper Dan is not Gucci. You know what I mean? Like clearly
Right.
he wasn't in the office approving these designs. You know what I mean? When this happened. So
Right.
yeah, I just I don't have the answers, but I'm willing to stay in the fight to figure them out.
I think the funny part about this whole situation is that so um since Givenchy decided to do this almost a year beforehand, we have a whole year to make them change their damn mind because it's not going to be a good look. I promise you, they don't understand. It's not going to be a good look if they
Right,
try to put it out in
right,
the fall. People are going to be all over like, nope,
right,
nope, that's not yours. That's not yours.
right,
Let's figure this out. Because the whole thing is
right,
we have this company that does this because they think they can, but what they
right.
don't know
Yeah,
is that.
exactly.
Mm,
And that's what they were literally, and again they bank on young black creatives not having their business in order. They know that, you know what I mean, most of us don't have the
yeah.
resources to fight them, to even trademark and patent certain things, or you know what I mean. They know that they rely on, and it is this systemic oppression
Yep.
for creatives. You know what I mean. And it goes beyond fashion, it goes, into art, into music. They know that we have these creative, we are creative beings. This just literally, you know what I mean, flows through us like our blood, but we don't have the
Mhm.
resources to copyright, trademark, and patent, right? Because my thing is this, it's like, okay, do I put this money in? Because people are like, oh well, why that's our problem. That's our problem that we don't copyright it. But it's like, okay, if I'm a creative and all I want to do is really create, me patenting something which could be $1,100 and up, do I spend that
Right.
on that or do I spend that on the materials to create? Because I need to get this out of me now. You know what I mean? This is what keeps
Right.
me going. It's creating. So do I forfeit creating probably for 2 or 3 months by spending $1,100? You know what I mean? Like, because
Mhm.
that's fabric. $1,100 is fabric. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like samples. So do I give up doing that so that I can, you know what I mean, get these things patented, whatever, or for someone to come along and still not assume that I have it and copy myself anyway, and then I have to go.
That
Then on top of that, now I have to go to hire a lawyer, pay a lawyer to go to court with you, where you have lawyers
right.
on retainer. You know what I mean? That
Mhm.
do this for fun. So now I got to spend more money to go to take you to court, and that's more money taken away from my supplies to create. It's like, come on,
Right.
like we it's just not a level playing field. You know what I mean? And they know that, they bank on that, and that's why they do what they do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But and the way that you combat that is by continuing to make dope products. Like I'm loving the new masks. I was like, okay, I see.
Ah,
You know,
thank you. Yes.
I was like, that is super, super dope. Got the zipper mask. I'm like, yes, come through. You know what I'm saying? But like, but continuing to put
Right.
yourself out there, continuing to go on. So I'm gonna reach out to some of my YouTuber friends too, so we can get this going over here. So we can know, like, oh no, this is not okay. This is unacceptable. Continue to reach out to people that have podcasts, all that,
Right.
so we can keep it going. So by the
Right.
time they try to drop it, it's so much stuff that's already out there that's saying,
Right.
wait, hold on, this might not be theirs.
Right.
You Google the name and all this stuff pops up and
Right.
it's like, no, no, we're not gonna go this time.
Exactly.
We're not going this time for sure. Because it
Exactly.
makes no sense.
Right.
It
And
makes no
that
sense that we are constantly having the same conversation just because people want the creativity but they don't want to pay for it. And that's what it is. Like we're not even getting to the slave labor situation. That's a
exactly.
whole new conversation. Child.
Right. Right.
Because like
Right.
you
But it's like,
you
yeah,
were
like, bro, like,
child.
yeah,
Because you were
it's like
mentioning
you could
earlier
come to
about
me and you could come to,
go ahead.
hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, no. You were saying something, but you broke up.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
can hear you
you were no,
perfectly now.
because you were mentioning earlier about how how people know about the different brands. The one thing that was so frustrating for me was like everyone knows who Jacob the Jeweler is because every rapper put it in their freaking track.
Right. Right. Exactly. This is and it gives them like a stamp of validation. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know. We have to we will do better. You know, but we also again what we can't be afraid of is even holding our own accountable. You know what I mean? So that's why even tonight on Clubhouse, the Black Fashion Congress is doing a room on just having a conversation about black media. You know what I mean? Like, and are they
Yes.
really like, what are they doing to shed light to black designers, to black creatives, to black artists, so that their exposure is elevated and it makes it less easy for a brand like Givenchy to steal from a innovative black creative. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Hmm.
are they covering us? Are they covering us from the beginning, or are they hopping on the bandwagon when it becomes, you know what I mean? When it
When it becomes
already
popular,
becomes a
we're
success.
definitely hopping on the bandwagon. That's
Right,
for that sure. Absolutely, they're hopping on the
right,
bandwagon, and that's the problem because people don't want to say anything
right,
until after. Oh wait, now you're on TV. Now we want to say something about it. Well, I didn't get here with the help of
right,
you, so why did I give you the time of day at this point? You know what I'm
right,
saying? Because it gets to the point where it's
right.
like, okay, we see that you see what's going on. You don't care until other people care. Okay, great. But now you want me to drop
Exactly,
everything that I'm doing to come and interview with you? Absolutely not right now, because
exactly,
now I'm not. Now I don't
exactly.
have the time to do so. We could have elevated on another, but now you just want to sit up
Right,
there and utilize the power that I've drawn. I think not.
right, right. Exactly. That's exact. So that's what the conversation is tonight on Clubhouse. So whoever's on Clubhouse, join in on the Black Fashion Congress and
Yes.
tap in and speak. Speak your piece. And my thing is, what I love about Clubhouse is we're able to have this open dialogue, and not everyone is going to agree all the time. Maybe somebody are tapped in from the Black media and give us a different perspective as to why they don't immediately jump on board. And listen, if you can change my mind, I'm all for it. I'm not, I'm not so stuck in my ways that I don't want to learn something. I'm always willing to hear a different point of view, and which is gonna enlighten me and you know sway my opinion.
Absolutely. But I think the
Yeah.
biggest thing that we have to do as a people is for real, actually start collaborating, um, start building up, start building each other up, and stop being so afraid that somebody's gonna one up
Mm,
one another because we can elevate
hmm.
together. Not impossible. White folks do it
Right.
all the time.
Right.
They
Right.
really,
We
really
don't.
do.
Right. We don't have to be the only one in the room. That does not, like, I don't like to be the only one in the room. That like, there's some people, and there's such an old way of being where, they would only let one in at a time, and you could be in a
Yeah.
room or multiple rooms where you're the only black person in the room, and if there's another black person in the room, you stay as far as away from them as possible because you don't want them to think that, you know what I mean? It's just like, no, I am not interested in being the only one in the room. If I don't see more of me, I'm bored. I'm ready to go. Like, I need to see somebody that
Exactly.
looks like me. I need to see not just somebody, another other. You know what I mean? I need to see
Yeah.
a plethora of brown, and not only black. Like, I don't want a room where it's only black and white either. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
where are the Hispanic people? Where are the East Asian people? It's just where, like, we are a diverse world. Why not have the room reflect that? You know what I mean? The multitude of
Hmm.
ethnicities, races, like, that just makes it much more interesting. It's so, like, boring if it's just literally one thing in a room. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Definitely. When it's
Yes.
just one thing in the room, there's nothing that stands out. There's nothing that pops. When it's just one of us in the room, is you're the one that has to like answer for the black community, which freaking sucks. So,
Right. Right.
you know,
Right.
and that's the problem. There aren't enough of us in these rooms. The reason that this is happening is because there aren't enough of us in these
Right.
rooms on the back end to begin
And
with.
that,
That's the problem.
like, exactly. That's a whole nother. You know what I mean? That's
Oh, child. That's why I said this
that's
could
a
be a
whole
whole series
prelude to you know what I mean? Yeah.
because like it's the issue that we're
Yes.
having is that we have a community of amazing creative people that constantly get our designs stolen because people want to be like us, but they don't want us to have the credit for the
No, at
creation.
all.
That's it.
Right.
That's literally what it is.
Right. If
They
they could,
want to
if
be
they
like,
could, if they could, right. If they could literally lock us in a room and have us churn out a creativity and they benefit from it, but not have us even, in the room or in they would. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want us.
exactly.
They don't want. They want. Yeah. They don't want us in the room. They don't want us a part of the conversation. They don't want us none of it.
Not at all. But they want our style. They want our culture. They don't want us to be the ones
Right.
that have the credit, or they don't want us to be a part of it, which is the craziest thing in the world. I'm like, but why have you twerking, but you won't even give
Right.
the credit to the black girls that started it in Africa? Okay, you know what?
Right.
You know
Right.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I said,
Yeah.
if
It's
we
it's
stop
it's
supporting it,
it's absurd.
but if we stop supporting it, all of that goes away. That's what people need to understand. Black folks, if y'all stop supporting the
Exactly.
mess, they won't do it anymore because they're going
Right.
according to what you support. But the because y'all continue to support the mess, that's why they're still going with it. Start supporting
Right.
black designers. Stop
Right.
stop stop going, to these little spots that are charging you $20 for something that you know should be 500. Stop doing that. It's not helping the
Right.
situation at all. I get it that it's cheap,
Right.
but go ahead and invest in
Right.
yourself. Make sure that you look for Black designers when
Exactly.
you're looking for your gifts for different events and all of that. When you're looking for your outfits, if you're an
Right.
entertainer, connect with a Black designer. If you are, especially
Right.
when you first start out, because they're more willing to collaborate when they're starting out.
Right.
Is
Then when
more
they reach a certain level, then it automatically shifts to, oh, I only want Dior, I only want Gucci, I only want Prada. And it's like, but what about
Mhm.
the black designers who were dressing you when those designers wouldn't dress you? You know what I mean? Like
That part.
how soon we forget when your stylist couldn't even pull from these European luxury brands. You know what I mean? You were literally tapping into the local creators, the young black designers who were eager to just make something for you because they saw your potential. But now you've reached a certain level, you're no longer interested in that designer. And it's like if you were to bring that designer along, you could literally change somebody's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
the same way that somebody gave you the opportunity and changed your life by signing you to a deal or promoting you or giving you, airtime.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing about it. It's about building each other up. My girl Godson here has this hashtag called No Crabs in the Barrel. And that's exactly what it is about building each other up. Just showing
Right,
love and showing support, and people just have gotten to the point where they just forget about that part. They forget about that part because
right.
they're so hooked on the idea of I don't want someone to be better than me. They want you to be just as good but not better. No, I want you to be better than me so I can
Right,
elevate to that level. That's what you want.
right.
But
Exactly.
yeah. But go ahead and tell everybody where they can find your fabulous designs.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at hardware HARDWEAR. So hardware style, all one word, hardware style on Instagram and Facebook. And you can just go to the website at www.hardware.style. So that's www.hardwear.style. If you're in New York, my merch, I have a section in Flying Solo, which is in Soho, located at 420 West Broadway between Spring and Prince. On You can find me on Instagram at King of Style NY, and yeah,
That's definitely what's up. So yeah, make sure that you guys go ahead and show some love because he's doing some amazing things. We're definitely gonna have him back for sure. Teaching him how to use StreamYard, so I'm sure he's gonna have some conversations on here as well.
yes, yes,
Make sure you guys are following him because he's doing some
yes,
amazing
yes.
things. If you're on Clubhouse, join us tonight because we need to have this conversation about what we can do as Black folks in the media about the situation and how can we get it out there that this is not okay and we will not support it. Period. Point blank.
Right,
All right, you guys are
right,
gonna go ahead
right,
and get
right.
on out of
Clubhouse,
here.
the room is
Go ahead. What's the
okay.
room again?
Oh, the room on Clubhouse is the Black Fashion Congress. So that's the room. The room starts at 6 p.m., I believe, this evening. And yeah,
So the room is the Black Fashion Congress. So that's going to be
yes,
6 p.m. on the East Coast. That is 5 p.m. on Central Time, and that is 3 p.m. on the West Coast. But yeah,
right.
so we'll be back. We'll be back very soon. I haven't been on YouTube like that because I've been on Clubhouse, y'all. Sorry, I know YouTube's mad at me. YouTube's mad sending us my notifications because I haven't been here. But look, clubhouseisthebomb.com. So I'll be back. I swear. I'll be giving you my content on here because I know y'all upset. It's all good though. But anyways, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and Snapchat at Danaya Azure. That's DANAYAAZURE. And follow King of Style New York everywhere because he's fabulous and doing some amazing things. And I
Thank you
look
so
forward
much,
to
Denaya.
see, of course, absolutely. I look forward to seeing all the phenomenal things that are going to happen in the future. And hopefully we can collaborate on some designs as well.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's do it. I'm all about collaboration. So let's do it.
Let's get it. All right, you guys have an amazing day and take care and continue to express what makes you unique.